Alrighty, it is now time to get into something that's always at the bottom of your screen on the ticker every week. But we're going to talk about it now because I thought it was fair to do so. So basically, this segment is called Anybody Home? So, after seeing another week of bad attendances, this topic has to be discussed because remember there was a thing earlier in the season, I believe like after week 1, where I was very impressed with the attendances. Last couple to a few weeks have not been great, and that's an issue for me. So, in Las Vegas, there was 4,951 fans. That is about 100 less than they had at the inaugural game in Lee's Family Forum, so I'm not going to harp on the Las Vegas Desert. I always screw that up. Las Vegas Desert Dogs right now. However, in Colorado, there was only 8,567. It sounds like a lot, but it's the worst since March of 2022. And then there's these damning numbers. In Rochester, for the Nighthawks to take on the Rush, there was 3,703. That is the second worst ever since the new Nighthawks became a thing in like 2018 or whatever it was. Then there's San Diego, who had 3,645, which was also their second worst in their franchise's existence. Which means I've got to talk about this because I've got to be fair. So there has been speculation, just, fans trying to figure this out as much as I have been trying to, of what are we going to do to fix it? What can Brett Fruit do? Well, the speculation is, should the NLL start after Christmas? Like the United States has Christmas on December 25th? Because then, of course, historically, attendances have picked up. I don't know if that's the answer. Because I don't want to see the league basically admit, well, we can't make it before Christmas. Sorry, guys. I know you like December games, but for the fans that don't show up, you're forcing us to move it afterwards. I just don't know if that's the move. I understand from a financial point of view, which is what Brett Fruit obviously has to worry about, that could be an issue. And sure, it could be. But to me, I don't think that is the answer. Because as we saw in week 1, it was fantastic. Fans were ready. There was something that Brett Fruit said on the OTCB podcast a few weeks ago that I thought was very interesting. He was not happy about Panther City folding, of course, as he shouldn't be. But he told Teddy and Pat something, I don't have the direct quote, but he told him something along the lines of, one of their goals right now, one of the league's goals, is going to the fans, like to the teams that are struggling, and figuring out where they're good at, where they're not good at, where the league can help them out. And I think that is the key here. I personally love what Albany and Glenn Clark are doing on not just social media, but it seems like they're doing in the community. Same with Las Vegas. Colorado and Buffalo don't have an issue. Halifax didn't seem to have an issue. We'll see how things play out in that organization. But they were just like with Toronto Rock switching dens every other year. And I'm not sure out of the top of my head why that happens. But it is an interesting thing. So my thing is this. Give the league some time to do this. And I know sometimes time is not at our disposal, especially for this league. But I do think Brett Fruit, his answer to OTCB was a great one. And it wasn't even necessarily about attendances. It was just about, what is the league doing to make sure that doesn't happen again? And I thought that was a great answer. Again, Rochester and San Diego should be ashamed. They really should be. If you're in that organization, you're not doing something right. I am of the firm belief that I've got a good judge on what fans like in terms of sports. I've been a sports fan for my entire life that I can remember. I'm the only one in my family on either side who even cares at all about sports. And I do a freaking daily show on the National Lacrosse League. Like, what? So I say that to say this. Box lacrosse sells itself. From the minutes I watched, I knew what lacrosse was, but from the minute I watched the National Lacrosse League on ESPN Plus, I was, oh, this thing's great. Well, like, why is this not a thing? I went to the one Georgia Swarm game, and I would do it again if it wasn't 4 hours away and I didn't get a flat tire going home the first time I did it. So it's like the league sells itself, but are the teams selling their product well enough? Again, I think Albany's going to get better. I think Colorado and Buffalo are fine. That's 3 of them. I think Las Vegas will be fine, especially after their switch to Henderson, which is a smaller arena, which means less rent, which means fans want to actually go to the game instead of fighting through the strip crowd. You've got Halifax, which should be fine. I mean, and then you got the Rush, the Seals, the Nighthawks. You got teams out there just really missing the mark. And it's like, I know there's more that they can do. But sometimes selling $5 beers is just not the answer. You have to do more than setting your prices low. Like Michael Day said, what is the average ticket price? Maybe they want too much. I think Michael Day knows if you go to tickets.12onsports.com/category/NLL, you'll see even the Bandits prices. That game's almost sold out. It's still $70 for a banner night for the upper bowl, and that's like, well, $70 is a lot of money. Well, on banner night for the defending champions, they sell out $19,000 a game. Sure, that's great. There are games that are like $50 for a good seat. That's not a lot of money. Again, the product sells itself if you get butts in seats. But this dressing like a chair night has got to stop, man. And again, I know it's easier said than done, but I promise you, if you go out of your way and don't just look at the NLL as, oh, just another investment where hope like goes away, or we hope takes off one day, there's things that these teams can do. And some of these decisions are even, and these thought processes are even above my pay grade. But I feel like the league can, not the league, but the teams can do more. And they know they can. Again, you see how great the product is. I promise you, those passionate fans are going to start growing and growing. And even on social media, I've seen it, the conversations grow. Could just be my algorithm, but you get it. But yeah. By the way, again, go to tickets.12onsports.com to get National Lacrosse League tickets for even less than what they're selling it for. And again, cheap concessions. I promise you're going to like this stuff. But who am I to tell anybody? The team's got to tell the people themselves. I can't keep yelling at a screen and yelling at a camera hoping this stuff sticks. It ain't up to me, man.